So in this section, we want to look at rounding to the nearest whole number. And the easiest way to do this is to kind of go through some examples to make sure that we're on the same page. If you've read the Google Doc, you've got all the instructions that you need to complete this assignment. So the first one is 275 to the nearest hundreds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually write down that number first. So I've got 275. Now what it's telling me is that I need to round to the nearest hundred. So first I need to find the hundreds place. So I'm going to draw a line under the 2. Now in order to round this, I need to look at the number directly to the right. So I draw this little arrow to remind me where I'm looking. If that number is 5 or greater, I'm going to round up. So 2 now becomes 3. Now here's the key. This isn't the answer, because remember we started with 275. So this number is going to have to be in the hundreds. So what you have to remember is that you originally had placeholders for the 7 and the 5. So now what we have to do is we need to put zeros in for those numbers, or those placeholders. So 275 rounds to 300. Now let's look at the one over here on the right. I want to round this number to the nearest tens. So again, I'm going to write out the number first. So I've got 210, 255. And just like before, the first thing I want to do is I want to identify the tens place. So I put a line under it and I draw an arrow to the right. Again, remember, if it is 5 or greater, that tells me that I'm going to round up the number with a line under it up. So this is going to become 210, 26, and then remember there is a placeholder that we have to put a 0 in. So this last number, that's your placeholder, and so I'm going to add a 0. So now this third one, why don't you try it, stop the video, come back and see if you get the right answer. So now that you've come back, you rewrote the number first correctly. This time it says again the thousands. So as we did before, I want to draw a line under that and an arrow directly to the right. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and underline all those placeholders to the right of the first line that I drew. So what that means is that the 3 is less than 5, so the 2 is going to stay the same. So that's just going to become 42,000.